Welcome to the OFX podcast. I'm Dave Claxton, and it's just us today. It's me and the tiny terror of the track, Bethany McChesney.
Oh, I like that one.
I know. It's alliterative. And for the first time in a while, we can actually say Spartan Pro, Bethany McChesney.
Yes. Yeah, I'm back on the pro team.
It is official.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Did they throw Wayne Gretzky money at you?
What's Wayne Gretzky money?
Wayne Gretzky is a lot of money. I mean, if you were Wayne Gretzky, you're getting a lot of money.
Oh, I'd take some of that money, yeah. No money. We actually don't have contracts yet.
Oh, no, they just kind of put out the word.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's good. Congratulations. My
you.
Email probably went to spam or something. I don't know.
Yeah, you'll have to check that later.
Whatever. So yeah, we've had a lot of people interviewed lately, a lot of great people, and that's been really fun, but it's going to be nice to finally catch up on what's going on. And what's going on is finally OCR.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to do a podcast about OCR. I don't think we've actually done that yet.
I know. I was thinking about that too. It's kind of funny. We've been all High Rocks and everything else. DECA. That's good.
Yeah, no, it's great. And you know what? It's got me jazzed up and I'm ready. And so Jacksonville's coming up. The first thing when I saw Jacksonville, I started diving in like, well, is the Canadian series happening? Do we have a Canadian series yet? And excuse me, there's a lot of races posted, but no series mapped out from what I can see yet.
Yeah, we don't know what's actually going to be the official Canadian series. Last year on the schedule, there was 3 races that were going to be part of the Canadian National Series, but nothing's been official yet.
There's some cool races though, like a couple out in BC and
Whistler. Yeah.
Blue Mountain with the Ultra again. Anyway, stay on topic. So, Jacksonville coming up on the 28th next weekend, whatever.
Yeah, next weekend.
So for the men, we had Ryan Atkins first, VJ Jones second, Ryan Kempson third, Ryan Woods, Mark Bactress, Brian Gowitzki, Mark Gaudette, Johnny Luna Lima, Aaron Newell, and Nick Riker. That was your top 10 for men. For women, Lindsay Webster, in case you didn't know, Nicole Miracle, Natalie Miano, Leanne Wasney, Lily Elkin, Ashley Heller, Faye Stenning, Ashley O'Hara, Faye Morgan, and Miriam Guillaume Bossette. I'm going to say that is pretty close.
That's good. We know who Miriam is.
We do. She's the fast lady from France.
Yeah.
And so I think the first topic of conversation is who's not going?
Yeah, wow. I spent a lot of time today trying to figure that out, actually. And I've kind of been trying to see what some of our Canadians were thinking, which is kind of a topic that we'll talk about too in a minute. But it looks like the men's field might have a lot of those names. The big one missing, obviously, I think, is going to be Ryan Atkins. And I think that's going to affect that first race is just the Canadians and that aren't going to be there. So it's really complicated us being in Canada. We have to get that hotel room for 3 days on each end, I think, of the trip, quarantine for 2 weeks when you come back. So it's just not very logical. So yeah, Ryan Atkins is missing. And then as far as I know, so we have Aaron Newell is injured. Ryan Kent is not going to be there. He has a newborn. So very, respectfully. So he's not going to be there. Is Hunter going to be in that mix though?
No, Hunter bailed. So essentially,
okay.
I'm going to steal a phrase from Hunter. He pussied out. No, he did totally. He totally did. He all through Spartan games, all through the stuff. It was I'm coming back and I'm gonna beat Atkins. I'm gonna beat all this stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere, he's like, no. When High Rocks got canceled. So as soon as High Rocks got canceled, he's like, no, I'm not going to compete for 3 months, and so I'm not going to go to Jacksonville. So I'm not going to race there. And then right after that, he went and ran a marathon, and now he's wrestling some guy out on Joe's farm. I don't know. I mean,
I think a lot of it's for his YouTube channel right now.
Yeah, he wants to be a YouTube celebrity.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Honestly, I don't think they're bad moves. I think they're smart moves.
Yeah.
I think him focusing on trying to beat Atkins at OCR is stupid anyway. I mean, he's way better financially to make money from High Rocks and DecaFit and those type of events. It suits his skill set way better. It's just ego to try to go out there and to beat Atkins. And you know what? He's better off to do his YouTube channel and to make his money that way. It's just he shouldn't have been shooting his mouth off.
Yeah, I think that competition at the Spartan Games just kind of got him fired up with that rivalry with him. So it's kind of maybe an emotional comment that was made in the moment.
It's very Hunter. Anyway, so he's not going.
Okay.
There's a really cool meme going around that actually Atkins shared of the highway and the little sign saying Atkins not going to, and then Jacksonville and Hunter veering off in a car. Started in the OCR Discord. So
oh, nice.
Credit to them.
Yeah. But so we have, and Ryan Kempson will be there. Ryan Woods will be there. Mark Battras will be there. As far as we know, VJ will be there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of in that list.
Luna Lima is going to be there as well.
Okay.
And Nick Riker. So of the top 10 that we saw, pretty much Atkins and Newell are out for the men. Okay. But Bracken Crocker is going to be there.
Leon Kofed.
I love Leon. He is so funny. He's one of my favorite to watch. And and Rich Ryan as well. I think he could play into the mix as well.
Yeah. And then we have Nick Masick.
Yeah. So you tell him about Nick Masick because he's not as well known.
Yeah, so I started following him back in November when we did OCR Stars, because he destroyed the 1 mile. So he won the OCR Stars 1 mile time trial. And so being the track person that I am, I was like, wow, what OCR guy goes out and runs a mile time that fast? So he ran track in the NCAA Division I. So he's a very fast track runner. So he's just come into the OCR world. I think he's only really done 1 season. He's just been sort of figuring things out. So when he figures things out, and maybe he will in Jacksonville, he is going to be a force on that scene. So
it's, obviously dude's got wheels galore, but isn't the same thing. He's going to struggle with the same thing everybody does when they come from the track, and especially Jacksonville, because Jacksonville is usually wet and swampy.
It's flat though.
It is flat, but it's it's a lot of water.
Yeah.
Well, you take for example last year Atkins won. Yeah. In just the most perfectly run race. He just completely strategized it. He did it perfectly. Everyone will say that they were faster than him. They could have won if they didn't do this. They could have won if they didn't do this. Yeah. He just did it all perfect. And he's by far not the fastest guy in the field. If you're going to compare 5K times and whatever, he should not have won that. By that,
but he's a strategist though.
Yeah, he's a specialist. So you're Masick, or he's I could see him going out the gate like mad, and then once that big heavy first carry or whatever they throw in, or that run through the lake, I think that'll just wear him.
Yeah. And there's something to be said too, and this is something that people get better at as they go, is that those few seconds in and out of obstacles. So he's still figuring this out. So whereas when you've been in the game a while, you can fly in and out of obstacles. So even those few seconds on each end, over 25 obstacles, it's kind of tough to make that time up. So
honestly, that's one of the things I actually practice. I do that a lot. I'll jump on quick, jump off fast, because I'm too slow. So I need everything else to help me. But it's, I'll take it. But yeah, you're right. It's the transition on and off. And that's what a lot of guys said again about Atkins last year was, they'd get on the obstacle same time, and then they'd get off and he'd be 3-4 seconds ahead, and they just have to try to make that up, and then he'd pull again. It's same thing. Another name we didn't say actually was Kirk DeWitt.
Okay. Who
was planning to go, but then just, I think this week, posted a picture of a giant swollen ankle.
Oh.
And it looked pretty bad. And then I heard on the Running Public, he's saying that he's kind of 50-50 about going. And if he goes, right now at the time, he could barely run in a straight line, and any kind of deviation whatsoever was agony. So
yeah, probably not worth it this early.
No, it's not, especially when you get a throwaway.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the good things too for a lot of people to get a throwaway. I think 2 throwaways, and
I think it's 2 this year. Yeah.
Which actually was a wise idea for Spartan to do this, with all the possibilities of being not able to hit races and stuff. But
yeah.
All right. So of those guys, can you round out a top 5? Do you think you know who?
Oh man, this is so hard not knowing what people have been doing. I think because it's a short course.
Oh yeah. Well, here, just one thing before you do this. from first place to 10th was less than a 2-minute spread.
Oh, wow.
It was just over 2 minutes. 28:18 to 30:39. So just over a 2-minute spread from first to 10th. That's crazy.
Oh my, okay. So it could be a toss-up. Okay, so I'm gonna go off just kind of what I think I've seen people doing. So I think VJ and Leon are going to do well. I think they've both been training at altitude together, both really fast runners. And then so Mark Batres did he do 100-miler or a
huge thing, 100 or 50 or whatever?
Yeah, so that's kind of tough to turn around from. Although he is a phenomenal runner, I'm not sure about that turnaround time. Ryan Woods, I think, will be in that top 5. Mm-hmm. And Ryan Kempson, am I at 5 yet?
I think so. And you know, I think you're pretty much. I'm picking VJ to win.
Okay. Yeah.
Kempson as well. I think he'll be right there. Kempson and Woods. Though that would actually be my top 3 is VJ, Kempson, and Woods. Woods, I just don't think he's been training as hard as say VJ and Ryan Kempson have. I think Johnny Luna Lima.
Oh yes, I forgot that name. Yeah, I think
Johnny Luna Lima could sneak in there for that 4 spot, and then 5th. That's where I put Leon, because I think Leon, although he's quick, I think he might struggle a bit. This isn't his style of race. Not a lot of high technical grip obstacles and great Ninja Warrior stuff that he does. So.
Right. Yeah.
Might get a little swallowed up in the pack there, but so I'm picking him 5th. So I hope he does better. I would love to see Leon.
I know. Yeah. It'll depend too on what they do for the heavy carries, right?
Yeah, he's not a big guy.
No.
He actually might have to swim through the water where they're running. But yeah, big fan. Leon, go win. And then there's actually Bracken. I mean, Bracken, although he's come off surgery, he's been training very hard and is in good shape. He says he's running good times. He could get up there. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So. And
then you have that group also that I was saying where there's a few guys who could definitely get in that mix and mix it up. Like there was Sean Stevenson, that Nick Masick, and then Nick Riker and Mark Godet.
Oh yeah.
So they could get in there too. You don't really know what people have been doing, right? So.
Well, I mean, when you take Ryan Atkins out, so that means from the 2nd place to the 10th place, that becomes now less than a 2-minute gap. We're closer to 1:45 from 2nd to 10th. So really, yeah, like that's not even, it could be anything. Any kind of slip and fall on a heavy carry. Honestly, it's anybody's game. And it's different because we've been talking so much about how so many of the women's fields and some of the other stuff is great to watch and interesting and close.
Yeah.
And with OCR and the Spartan races, it's kind of the other way around. It's the men's field because, well, we might as well hit it. So we'll do the women's top 10 from last year. Was Lindsay first, Nicole Miracle. Oh, no, I did. I already said that all, right? I said it all. So let's talk about who's not there.
Yeah, so this looks quite different as far as my understanding. So Lindsay won't be there, as we're assuming. Well, quite likely.
She said she's out.
Yeah, she did. Okay. And then we have, so Faye Stenning we're assuming is probably not just based on the New York restrictions, based on her state, which makes it very tricky for them to leave for more than 48 hours. And then we have some injuries, it looks like we were saying. So
yeah, it looks like Faye Morgan is questionable. She posted that she had an old injury pop up. Whether that means she's going or not, I don't know, but it definitely means she's not at 100%.
Yeah, and then Ashley Heller, who might be injured.
Ashley Heller looks like she might be injured, and if not, she's iffy. Ashley O'Hara, I couldn't find anything on. I'm not sure about Ashley O'Hara. She had came 8th last time, so I'm not sure. Same with Lily Elkin as well. No hints on whether she's going to be there or not. She had put in a great race last time at 5th. Miriam Boissette from France, she's not going to be there. But some of the ones that are, obviously Nicole Miracle, who, I mean, she wants to bring an army, which I don't think she's assembled it yet, but she's assembling an army, and I'm sure we'll chat about that in a bit. Natalie Miano, from what I can tell, is going.
Okay, yeah, and she's coming back from an injury as well, so she won't be in the same condition likely as last year where she podiumed.
Leanne Wasney, she seems like she's ready to go. Like you said,
Rose is a maybe. Was she in that top 10?
No, she was not.
Oh, okay.
But she's a maybe, and she's always a threat for top five where she shows up anywhere. Alex Walker, you said that
she'll likely be there. Yeah.
No Rebecca Hammond.
Yeah, so we're assuming no Rebecca Hammond. She starts her residency, and I know from what she had said before, it wasn't starting until after this race, but it was really up in the air whether she would do it or not. So
yeah, and here's the thing too, with her out and the way it's kind of set up with her not being there and Faye Stenning not being there. Yeah, Faye Stenning not being there, Lindsay not being there. It's kind of a thing where I'm like, especially with I'm thinking Faye, like Faye really had a good shot at definitely a podium, even, I mean, and I'll put in my thing. I mean, I'm going to predict Nicole to win. I think I'd be foolish not to, but Faye would be one of the ones who would have a chance to push her in a race like this. And it's kind of sad she's not going to go. I'm like, oh, but I mean, Matthew Davis made a great point. Like, if you're a Canadian living in the States, you probably don't want to screw around with the quarantine rules, and it might be best just to follow the, play it by the book. So a little disappointing, but yeah. So I'm going to go with Nicole. I actually think after that, Leanne Wasney, I think she's going to get in there. I think this is her chance to go, and I think she's been training well and is relatively injury free. I like your pick of Alex Walker. I think she could come in there in third. Mm-hmm. And wow, after that,
yeah,
it's tough to say. I mean, who's going to show up and who's not, and
right.
You can see some locals and some people we've never heard of getting really good finishes there, which is it's a good and bad thing. I mean, like, it's good because we're going to hear new names, but it's bad because the women's division is not what it should be.
It's going to be a lot more spread out. It could be a runaway with this one.
Yeah, well, even last year, compared to the men who were like 2 minutes from first to 10th, the women were closer to 6 or 7.
Wow, yeah.
And it's I mean, for the last little while, it's pretty much been Lindsay and Nicole, sometimes Rebecca, and now Rebecca's pretty much hanging it up for the time being. And so now you've got Lindsay and Nicole. Lindsay can't make it, so you've got Nicole. So
so it's we got to see who's coming, and we have these young girls coming out too, right? There's like Lily Elkin, and then there's Annie. I think you say her name Doobie. So she's also part of that same group with Lily. So you don't always know. Again, they might show up like, so it does leave that open.
But it'd be good because I mean the women's side they need. I mean, and that's why I mean we can talk about Nicole and her yet to be named group, women's development team. Which I mean, women's OCR development team, which is WOD, which means you can't use that because it's WOD, workout of the day, and it just doesn't work. But I hope she comes up with a cool name, and I think it's a great thing she's doing. I really hope it works out because we need more women in the sport.
Yeah.
Why is it that like High Rocks and stuff is getting great women and great competition? Oh, and then OCR is not.
I know. I wonder if it's more. There's the tier system also with this one. So with Spartan, so you have your elite heat, you have age group, you have masses, and I think it's harder to convince women sometimes to race elite. And now you have to obviously you have to apply, but it's even harder to get them to race age group. I think a lot of women, it's a confidence thing sometimes where it's like, oh, I shouldn't be there, but. So I think and I think that's one of the main goals of Nicole's team is to get the women who they do well and to give them the confidence to move up into that elite heat because it's the elite side of the women's. But I think the numbers are still pretty small even when you compare masses, right? With men and women.
Yeah. I mean, you're looking at probably 70-30 somewhere in there, maybe even a little less.
Yeah. So ultimately giving people more role models is going to bring in more people. So she's kind of doing it that way, right? So giving more of these people who might have been racing age group or maybe even masses, and then giving them an opportunity to be that role model for people.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what kind of help she's going to provide. I mean, a little bit of financial help, even just the race entries is going to be huge for a lot of people because I mean, races are freaking expensive.
Yeah. So it was a bunch of things that so coaching help, there was a bunch of different, so coaching help financially and then nutrition help. So she kind of has a bit of a team with her that's going to help with that side of things. Some of it's just financial. So it was kind of based on what your needs were.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope she gets it together. I hope it works really well. I think it's a great idea. I think we really need it, and I hope because I guarantee you, and I haven't done this, and I probably should have. I bet you Jack Bauer has, but I'd like to look at some of the age group winning girls' times.
Okay, yeah.
How they compare to say like not compared to Lindsay and Nicole, but how they compare to like the top 10. And I bet you they're up there, and I bet you they should be right there because I know, especially in Jacksonville, where the field is all kind of screwy. If I was a woman in Jacksonville and I was a decent age grouper, I'd be like, I'm taking a kick at it, even if maybe I can get a top 10 or a top 15 or whatever. And
and that's how you get better too, is you have to race people better than you to get better. So until you're starting to get in that mix with people, you're not going to really see your full potential. You have to get out there and race the best.
Yeah, and I think part of the problem is that I think I was part of the problem. We wanted these age group awards so badly. We wanted a little clout for age group that we've made it too good to win age group now. And it needs to be more of a priority to be 15th in elite,
Right. Yeah.
And that's why I've been on the, you want to give extra medal for winning age group. That's fine. But should be no financial prizes. No, should be anything like that. Should just be save all that, put it in the elite. Because otherwise you're just going to drain the field. That's what happens at OCRWC. And I don't like that.
Why would people race elite when they can podium in age group?
That's right. Like you'll get a guy like, what's his name? He kills all the savages.
You said this name before. I don't know it. You do Savage. Yeah.
It'll come up. So anyway, he kills all the savages. He wins them all. And when we go to OCRWC, he competes in age group. And I'm just like, because he can run with Woods and with VJ and and I will remember his name later on. And I'm just going to throw it in with an edit. Pretend like I had it the whole time. But yeah, him and Air Force Ken Crigliano, he's another one. Same thing. They end up racing age group in there. So should not be.
Yeah.
So no awards for sidetrack. Here's something though, and somebody I'm really disappointed that no doesn't get a lot of things. He was 13th last year. Samuel Hebert. I would have loved to seen Sam go down there because he was 13th last year, and this again is a course that favors him. It's a power course. It's a short course. It's more him. I think again he could have popped into that top 10 and made some noise. Obviously Jesse and those as well could do it as well, but I just think that Sam is a guy who is especially go there. And another thing that's going on in Jacksonville is Spartan Cross.
Yes.
So if you don't know what Spartan Cross is, it was on Spartan Games, short course, probably they're saying it's going to be anywhere from like 500 to 800 meters long, and then you'll do multiple loops till it's about 3K is what you're going to end up doing.
Yeah, I think it's 6 loops of a 500-meter course.
That was 6 loops of a 500-meter course, yeah. And then you're talking 10 obstacles per loop, something in that neck of the woods.
Yeah, I don't know that for sure. Yeah.
So anyway, let's just say a very obstacle dense course.
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This is where I'm really happy that Leon's here. Because Leon is, and I really, they haven't announced. I think they're. You know a little bit more about how many people they're taking.
So it's it's a little bit of a showcase event because it's Friday. Mm-hmm. So, and then they're doing masses, and then they're doing a showcase elite heat. I think it was 6 men and 6 women that they were going to do for the showcase heat, and you could just apply to be in that heat. So,
right now we know for sure VJ and Leon are both going to be in that, and they would probably be, of the guys I know they're going, those would be my top 2 picks. Mm-hmm. Aaron Newell would have been another guy who would have been.
Yeah. And he's kind of done it. He's done it before too, because he did it at the Spartan Games.
Exactly. Hopefully there'd be no buckets to chuck, but
yeah.
I think I'm very excited about Spartan Cross. I'm super stoked. That's something I really hope catches on. I really want to do it, but I really want to watch Leon do it because the one thing they've said is that they're going to be presenting it. They're going to stream it, or they're going to make some kind of show out of it. The whole point of it is to make sure it's spectator friendly. So I'm really excited to see that. And that's another reason why I'm really disappointed that Samuel Hebert is not there.
Yes, he would have been so good at this.
Samuel Hebert, I'll put him against anyone on a course like that. I will take him. His obstacle proficiency. If you've ever seen him do like an obstacle at OCRWC, like a platinum rig, I volunteered at platinum rig and at NORAM last year. Last time it happened.
Yeah. 2020 just didn't happen.
Yeah. Cough and that's gone. So we were sitting there, we volunteered at platinum rig, and I don't know where Sam was, maybe top 10, somewhere in there. And the guys were come through and they go on the rig. He like jumped from the start line, skipped the first quarter of the rig, made it in like 3 moves and was off. Literally finished it in like 2.5 seconds. And I'm like, that's awesome. Like that is exactly
incredible at obstacles. He's so long too. So he just swoops and skips everything.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what he thinks it too. Like he works it. That's why I think Spartan Cross is something that he is going to dominate. And if they're making it where they're talking of making a series of it where it's going to pay out well and everything like that, this is a new revenue source for Samuel Hebert. He's going to destroy it. I think him and Leon will be the European version of him.
Yeah.
That was so good. I really can't wait to see that Spartan Cross. I think it's him. VJ is another one that will be awesome at it. VJ will do really well. I think those, maybe Kempson could come in there and do okay. I don't know. Bracken that's not his deal. He's not an obstacle guy. Yeah, I honestly, I see VJ, Kempson, and Leon being the three. I don't know if they'll all be there. I would think they would be, but those are the three I think would podium on that cross, or at least take that for the men.
Yeah.
I don't know. You tell me. You probably have a better understanding of the women who's good at the obstacles and who's not.
Yeah, like obviously Nicole is amazing at obstacles. Yeah. So that's kind of a given. She's kind of awesome at everything.
We're just going to assume Nicole's going to win.
Yeah, if she does it. Yeah. Rose Wetzel also, if she goes.
Yeah, that's
she would
true.
do very well.
And she was a short course track girl, wasn't she, back in the day?
Yeah, she was an 800-meter girl, I think.
So an 800-meter girl who's been on American Ninja Warrior, definitely. I can't believe I let that one slip.
Yeah, she do well.
Do you think she could give Nicole a run on that?
No, I don't know. It's tough to say anybody would beat Nicole right now in something that's short and obstacle intensive.
Yeah, like Nicole's obstacle proficiency is great because she's got that grip strength. She doesn't fail much, but she's not super fast through them either. She's just does her thing. Whereas Rose might be able to take a few chances.
Yeah, it depends, I guess, how feisty she gets into it, I guess.
Yeah, I'm just talking shit. I don't think she would touch her. I think Nicole will win for sure.
Okay.
But it's still be fun to watch. I really can't wait for them to do it. And I hope they bring it here. Because I think if they bring it here, I think we have a better field for a Spartan Cross here than they do there.
As in the competitors in it?
Yeah, as in I think if we were to put our top 3 guys from Canada against the top 3 guys from the States in a Spartan Cross, I think we'll put ahead.
Yeah.
See, Joe, if you're listening, this is a good thing to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, do a Canada versus U.S. Spartan Cross. 3, pick your top 3. Oh, that'd be so exciting.
So we'll get, I'm going to just throw it out there. Sam, Ryan, and
I don't know. Well, like you have Austin.
Yeah, I would think Austin. I don't see Austin, because again, I don't think he's got that pure speed or that, when I think Austin, I think of grueling heavy carries and stuff like that.
Maybe Mick.
Yeah, Mick or Jesse were the ones I was thinking.
Either one.
I mean, they're all going to be good, right?
Yeah.
Like those guys don't fail obstacles. Either one's going to be great.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I would put those because I think if they were coming from the States, you'd have probably VJ, Aaron, and Kempson, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I would take R3. I would.
Yeah.
I have the power to set this up. I'm sure I do. No.
If we did it in snow.
Snowcross.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm upset with the snow now. We gotta run this weekend in a time trial in the snow, and it's gonna suck.
I know. Minus 25 too, probably.
You know what? You can deal with the cold, right? It's the slick road. It's nowhere to go.
Yeah.
I called everywhere to try to find a track that was open. The only one I found, Milton. Milton has a track open, but it's all booked.
Oh.
Yeah. I was like, damn. I thought we had it, but no. Do you think, and have you looked at the rest of the U.S. series calendar?
You know what? I actually haven't looked too much into everything because I don't want to get too obsessive about something that I'm not able to get to yet. I don't. So.
Well, I think I looked at it and pretty much, obviously the ones that if you're booking it in Florida, you're fine. Texas, you're probably okay. Anywhere like Georgia, those are going to be fine. But when they picked the first one, or they picked an event that they've already postponed, SLO, I can't remember the slope, but it's in California. They already had to postpone it.
St. Louis, yeah.
Yes, yeah. What is that?
Obispo.
Obispo, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a mistake. I don't know why they did that, but
yeah,
I think that's why they had to do the best 3 of 5, because they don't know what's going to happen. It's weird. So I guess what I'm really getting at is whoever wins this year, is it going to be slightly tainted? Is there going to be an asterisk on it? Because who knows if the field's going to get there? Like, let's say Ryan can't make 3 races. Is it an asterisk? Does it count? How would you feel?
I know. And even if he has to only pick am I what?
So you go out there and you win. Lindsay and Nicole couldn't be there, and they couldn't make 3 races, so you win the championship. Even though every race they do make, they beat you. How do you feel? Like that's?
Yeah, so it's kind of like, well, did you really win? Because the best people weren't even there. Like, obviously, you have your win, but I mean, to win a whole series when the best haven't been able to make it, yeah. And it's not because of injury; it's just because of circumstance. So then, yeah. It definitely makes it a bit tainted, but hopefully they can get to 3 and then their scores can count. We'll just keep.
No, speaking of scores, so I just found this out today as I was doing digging. I've always complained about Spartan's scoring system. I don't like it, right? I don't like their point system. I don't like what they've done. They're not doing it for elite, but for age group at the national series, they are doing the percentage-based scoring system. They're finally implementing it they're making it 1,000. So if you run first place, right, and you run 60 minutes, you get 1,000 points. Second place, if they run 72 minutes, then they get 800 and something points. But if they ran, right behind you, then they would get 999 points. So it goes by the gap between you and first place.
Oh, interesting.
So I mean, it throws a wrench in things. What I really like about that system, and I'm glad they're trying it. I wish they would just throw it in the elite, but I don't know. They're not.
Yeah.
Is if in a series, you become less dependent on other people's performance. So if I'm chasing you and we have a 10-point gap, if I'm going by other systems, I not only would I need to beat you, but then I need 2 other people to come in between us. And like that. Whereas if it's a percentage-based system, it's just, I need to beat you by this much. It doesn't matter what anybody else does. I just need to beat you by this much. That's what I like about it. You control your own fate. It's less dependent on what other people do. And it rewards epic performances.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm excited about that. I think it's a good thing.
That sounds like a lot of math.
It's just doing averages. Come on, it's grade 5 math at best.
I know. I know, but you can't just figure it out by looking at people's scores at their place. You have to take out the calculator and figure it all out.
Everybody has a calculator with them at all.
I know. It's just not quick.
Did you ever say that to any of your students? Did you ever actually say you're not going to have a calculator with you all the time? And it turns out, because I was told that all the time, and it turns out I do. I have a calculator with me every minute of the day. So screw you, grade 3 teacher.
Yeah, I don't think I think no. No, I don't think I ever said that to my students. No. Yeah, cell phones were around when I started teaching.
I forget you're younger than me.
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh,
Where were we going with that?
happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Speaking of being old or young.
Yeah. Well, it's technically tomorrow.
Yeah, it's tomorrow.
I wanted to speculate a little bit about the Canadian series. And I wish they would announce something, because I really think before in 2019, they were talking about making a Canadian series a real big deal, giving equal prize money towards the US series.
Yeah.
And I was really excited about it as a spectator, as someone who's going to watch it and be interested. And now they're really scaring the shit out of me, because they're delaying kind of announcing anything. They've announced all the events, but they haven't said if any of them will be a series. And that kind of makes me think it's not going to happen. However, I was digging again, and I did see something about qualifying. See, I do a lot of cyber stalking now. I saw a thing about qualifying for World Championship, and it listed series from all sorts of different places. So 15 people from Canada, the Canadian series, would qualify for World Championship kind of thing. Yeah. If you ever want to find out cool stuff, and I learned this from Matt B. Davis, just Google Spartan Zendesk, and it takes you to like their FAQs, and it's where you get the most up-to-date information. There's no graphics, there's no nothing. It's just the best spot to get information. Or listen to Matt B. Davis. That's the other way to do it. He'll tell you.
Yeah. So the top 15 from there's barely sometimes 15 women in the field in Canadian races.
So we might have to
if
hire
you're a
someone.
Canadian, what's that?
So we might have to hire some extras.
Well, if you're a Canadian and you're racing age group, give it a try.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why there's not more women that do that. Like, I personally believe if you're winning age group, go to elite anyway. You know, an age group podium's cool.
Right. Yeah.
I'm saying that forever. I mean, I qualified to go Spartan Elite, but I did. And I still intend to eventually when I can race again, because it was like the last Spartan race I was able to do. So in 2019, I qualified twice. I got 5th in age group, which was enough to qualify me to go to, did it twice. It was enough to qualify me to go for elite. And I fully intend to do it, even though I'm going to get beat, but
that's okay.
It's better to, like you say, to race with the better people. And when you get older like me, it's like, I don't know how many more times I'm going to be able to do this.
Right. And like me, I'm older.
You are so old now.
I know.
Yeah, I think I've said it all too many times. People should jump up, but especially the women. The spots are there. It's depressing when I see a women's field, and like you say, there's like 9 women about to run elite. Oh,
I know.
I mean,
I know.
We want to get more validation for the sport. We need more women to participate.
Yeah.
So hopefully Nicole is successful in stealing women from track.
Yes. Yeah, and trail racing. I think she's recruiting from there too.
Oh, yeah, sure. All right.
So the Canadian series, you got information on which races might be the championship?
No, they didn't give that. But if I was to take a guess, I would just go by what they had for 2019, right? I mean, you had Montreal. So Toronto. Probably get Montreal. You'll get either Toronto or Blue Mountain.
Yeah. So and then Whistler, right?
And then either Whistler or Red Deer was supposed to be last year. So you'll get one of the ones from out west. And there's 2 ultras in Canada next year, which is really big. So you're going to have one out in BC, which, I mean, an ultra in BC is going to be gorgeous.
Yeah.
And the one at Blue Mountain is just, COVID permitting, is going to be the most epic event in a long time, because that is such a fantastic venue. Yeah.
So it's in October.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same day as North American Championships for Spartan. Oh, no, sorry. I'm thinking, now I got confused. That's OCRWC.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that in a sec.
Yes. Yeah.
So October for Blue Mountain.
Yeah.
But it's going to be really jammed. Like it's such a busy time of year. And so, Like, I mean, I just.
So when they just announced the Ultra World Championships is in October.
Yeah. And so you have that's the 24-hour Spartan race, and that's going to be in, what did they say? Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll have OCRWC, which, like I just said, was on the same day as Spartan North American Championship. So you have one in Stratton and one in Tahoe, and that's going to split fields for both.
Yes, big time.
Yeah.
That's such a terrible conflict.
So, I mean, I don't know if they mentioned this in your condo. You said you haven't got the contracts yet, but that'll be something that you would think Spartan's going to put in there, or try to put in there for a lot of them, is, you know, we want you at that one. I like you being Canadian and stuff, and I don't think it'll be too big for yours, but I mean, it's going to come up for Ryan and Lindsay. I guarantee that.
I know, but how do you not go to OCR World Champs?
Oh, I know that they would prefer to go there. For one,
Mm-hmm.
it's a 3.5 hour drive from where they live.
Yeah.
So that makes it nice and easy. And I just think that that's a race that I know they very much love doing. And
it's the highlight of most people's calendar. It's just
for me.
Yeah.
Well, it's just I look at it this. Okay, so you go to the North American Championships for Spartan. It's a one race deal, really, right? You're there, you do your race, and pretty much it's all about the mountain, which is cool. But if you go to OCRWC, you're going to have people from other countries, all that stuff. And you're going to probably do a minimum of 3 races, sometimes more.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
and the team event, which is it's so much fun.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, it's
completely new obstacles.
Yes.
Which is also so much fun. So it's obstacles a lot of times you've never seen before.
Yeah, it's almost like our Comic-Con. That's where everything gets released. It's our auto show, and all the new models come out for the year.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you say, it's such a busy time of year. We'll have that stuff. We'll have the Blue Mountain Ultra. Then we'll have even like a month after is World's Toughest Mudder. It's just everything is jam packed into there, and it's going to be crazy. But
yeah,
I really wish someone hadn't screwed up that with the North American Champions.
I know. Yeah.
And I don't blame anyone. I don't think anybody did it on purpose. It was just a scheduling thing, and you had to take what you had to take. But
yeah,
it sucks.
Yeah. Well, and I think too, with it being in Tahoe, is a lot of people with it, Worlds having been in Tahoe for so many years, people might be like, I've been there, done that. So maybe I don't want to go there for North American Championships.
Well, yeah, you can. And that's the difference where you say OCRWC is all about the obstacles. The obstacles are constantly changing, You can put it on the same mountain and it doesn't matter because it's about the obstacles. Whereas Tahoe, I mean, the Spartan obstacles are what they are. They have improved a bit as of years, but it's really about the mountain and the terrain. And if you've done that 7 times, how many times they've been there now?
I don't know.
It's old hack. So
4
now
or 5, yeah.
So easy choice for me.
Yeah, hopefully I don't.
Even though I qualified. Apparently, I got an email saying I qualified. I have no idea how. Everybody gets this email. Everybody's gonna say, "Oh, congratulations!" And this is why I hate Spartan does this. Congratulations, you've qualified. I'm like, I didn't do anything. You're sending everybody this email. Stop stroking my ego.
And you have to register right now.
Yeah, and 3 times the price probably. But
yeah.
If you tell me I qualify for a Spartan Cross event, then I'll go. Other than that, just leave me alone.
Yeah.
So, all right. A couple of things, like a little housekeeping details I wanted to go through because we haven't had a chance in a while. I wanted to actually thank a few people. Obstacle Running Adventures give us lots of shout out on their podcast. Thank you very much, Mike and Caitlin. Really nice. Really appreciate it. Flo, High Rocks Daily. I mean, he's been great. He's, High Rocks, all of them have been amazing to us, but especially Flo has been fantastic. Yeah. And Matt B. Davis, Obstacle Racing Media he's had us on the show. He's given us tons of advice, tons of help. Honestly, Matt, we really appreciate it. And I've, been wanting to say thanks to everybody for a while, but we just always have guests and it kind of goes like that. But thank you all very much. We appreciate it. We're having a lot of fun. Other than that, I'm good for today. I think I'm really looking forward to the event. I hope they do a good job streaming it, especially the Spartan Cross. I haven't said how they're going to do it, but, try hard.
Yeah. I know. Yeah. Well, yeah. They've usually done. It'll probably be like they do with people's live feeds on their Instagram.
Yeah. I know a lot of people used to complain when Spartan did the regular live feed and Megiddo would do the commentary and stuff. I had no problem with it. I thought they did pretty good.
Yeah, I did too. Yeah.
I didn't. A lot of people gave him flack. I thought Megiddo, he did a fine job. There was nothing wrong with him whatsoever. I just, especially, like I said, I know they have said they're going to do a good job of streaming the cross, but even this 5K course, I didn't like what they did last year because, one, they screwed it up where 1 second Ryan was ahead, and then all of a sudden he had finished, and then he was behind it. So I don't know how they edited it, but it didn't go well. It was a mess, and I would have rather just they got good guys. What do they call them? Rabbits chasing guys. Just go with that.
Give them a camera. Yeah.
Give them a camera. Let them go. That worked great. That was
yeah.
Anyway, looking forward to it. You and I have a busy weekend with High Rocks, virtual.
Yes. The competition.
Yes. Some competition.
3 workouts one day. We're going to crush it.
One frosty ass, slippery, cold run where I'm going to get smoked for. You
Probably
know
a 3K.
Is that what you think? I think 3 to 5.
I think Eric let it slip.
Did he?
Oh. Yeah, I think it's a 3K time trial.
3 is better. But, I mean, and I might as well bitch about it now. Why put a winter run? There was one in the summer. They had one in the summer. There was no run. They hold one in the winter, and they put a run in it.
I know, but half of the U.S. is covered in snow, so.
Okay. On a personal note, you know why it really sucks for me?
What, Dave?
My frenemy, my good buddy Tony Wade, who he and I are in the same age group. We're like a month apart on our birthdays. We have great competitions and all of these things. He lives in Florida.
Oh, the one state that's not covered in snow.
Flat, clear, beautiful roads to run on. And I got 2.5 feet of snow. Dust. And I had hopes of actually winning my age group because I'm a huge age. I had hopes of winning this age group, and I think I'm fucked now. So Tony, go get it, man. You can take it.
Yeah. She's gonna have to crush the workouts in the gym.
Crush those bitches.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm assuming it's gonna cost you problems too.
I know, yeah.
I would have had you as, a good chance of being up there, at least in the top 5.
3K was my favorite event in university on the track. Loved it. Oh, I wish I could have done that for real.
Nothing in like London for like a indoor track or university maybe?
Oh, indoor tracks are 200 meters. That would hurt.
It's still gonna be better than running on slippery snow.
I know. I could probably sneak into an indoor track.
Yeah. We got nothing running. Anyway.
Yeah. I probably shouldn't say that on here. Someone will now know and they'll catch me.
Yeah, I think honestly, if I was running this event, I would have done it. If I was going to put in a run, put a regular treadmill as available because they are allowing you to run on the curved treadmill, which is great. But like really, those are like $5,000-$6,000 a piece, and not many people have them at home, and gyms aren't open.
Right.
You know what else is a problem too? And I don't give any more. I'm just
what, Dave? What else is the problem?
5 meters. 5 meters of space, which you don't really need 5 meters. You need 7 meters of space. I have this. This is okay. I have it. I'm happy. I'm good. I got something. But not many people have a room that's like 26 feet long in their house.
Yeah.
And like we said, gyms are closed, so you can't go in. I think they've made a couple of programming errors on this one, which I love High Rocks. I love High Rocks. It's great. But yeah, I think bit of a miss on this one.
Yeah. Oh, we'll have fun.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We're gonna have a great time, and I'm glad they're doing it. And like you say, it is what it is. It takes a lot of pressure off, actually.
Yeah, in a way it does. Yeah.
All right. So Beth, I'm good.
All right.
You got anything else?
Nope. Yeah. Thanks everyone for listening. Thanks for crushing it, and get out there and race in some form. Maybe this weekend in the virtual, or maybe at Jacksonville. But keep giving us something to talk about.